This week we're going to listen to Danny Trejo tell his story of addiction and recovery. He is a funny guy all over the place and tells a remarkable story of his paradigm shift, what Alcoholics Anonymous did for him and his 37 years of sobriety, right here in this video. I also went out I'm drinking my coffee cold this week because it's 90 degrees outside, and Abby and I played Frisbee, and we're going to show that while we listen to Danny tell his story. Danny is a funny guy, eccentric. He's all over the place in this speaker tape, but he does do one thing really well, and that's illustrate through words how he has changed his life through Alcoholics Anonymous, helping others, expressing gratitude. He was locked up for 5 years in a penitentiary, comes from a rough around the edges past, and he owes his acting successful Hollywood career to helping others. He's been in well over 100 movies. I'll let him tell this story. But before I do, real quick, if you're new here, my name is James. I'm a grateful recovering addict and alcoholic. I drank and used for 20 years and I've recovered for 3. I post a video here every week. Subscribe, hit the bell, share to get this message out there, and scroll all the way down to comment. You might help somebody with your strength, experience, and hope. And until then, enjoy the audio of Danny Trejo, and keep it real, keep it clean, and keep doing the damn thing. I'll see you next time.
My name's Danny. I'm an alcoholic, and wow, I sure love Alcoholics Anonymous. And a blonde? God, no wonder I can't keep a relationship going. You know, and when they tell you that you're on a journey, they really mean it, you know. And I finally realized that I could be a fortune teller. You know, I could. If people from, especially newcomers, if newcomers came to me and said, you know what, Danny, I want to drink. You know, I still want to go drink. Could you tell me what was going to happen? I could be wearing one of those like hats with the little moons. I'm one of them, the moons, one of them hats, you know, with the moons and. Hamya, you're gonna go to jail. You know, you're gonna lose your family. Your wife's her husband gonna throw you out of the house, and go right down the line. And what would be amazing is when that stuff started happening, because it will. Those newcomers. God, I should have listened. That guy really knew what he was talking to. It's a fortune teller, you know. And folks, it's like not that difficult. Do you understand? I thank God that, you know, because I hate to say it, but the first time I was ever in an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting was 1959, you know, and you know, I thought it was a party, you know, it's like, you know, there's about 20 of us cruising around in Pacoima, you know, a whole carload, you know, and we seen about like, you know, 30 cars parked out in front of this old house right on the corner of Van Nuys Boulevard and Lev Street. And it's not there no more. The 5 freeway now, you know, took it just before the 5 freeway, you know? And we seen like Pacoima was like our neighborhood. This is like the murder capital of the world, and they're having an event and they're not inviting the murderers. It was like crazy, you know. And we like stop the car. We go to the trunk of the car to get the tools necessary to crash events, and we got tire irons, piece of pipe. I had a case of beer, 3 bottles of wine, a half pint of whiskey, and I was already loaded on Red Devils. Oh, God, I hated those things, man. Every time I say Red Devils, I think I'm going to get kicked by somebody. I was getting kicked. And loaded on pills. And we went to the door, because you got to, like kick in you can't like knock if you're crashing an event, because they just lock the door and call the cops, Kicked in the front door and everybody rushed in. And there's only 2 greetings you can get when you crash an event. Either everybody rushes to the opposite side of the room, and that means they're willing to throw the event in your honor, or they rush to the side of the room that you're on. That's what them jacks and them tire irons and pieces of pipe are for. We kick in the door. The first thing we saw was a big sign that said, "We care." We had just crashed the Friday night speakers meeting of Alcoholics Anonymous, the We Care group. And we got the stupidest greeting in the world. We had all these people rushing us going, "Hi, I'm Bob." "Hi, I'm..." And I had trained my troops, when you crash an event, you just never split up. You just stay in a group at first till they realize that this is yours. This event is yours. And you guys did that divide and conquer thing, because I turned around to get my guys out, and you had them all in like little groups of 4 all over. This guy comes up and says, and introduces himself, and yeah, let me out here. See, but I picked up on you guys real quick. Real quick. I was pretty sharp. I seen the baskets. The baskets mean church. Church means anything that's fun is a sin. And then if you think of something, that's if you do it. If you think of something that's fun, it's a venial sin. If you do it, it's like a mortal sin. Either way, you're going to burn somewhere for eternity, So I turned away from church real quick, no. And I'm trying to get out of here now. And I got this case of beer, this 3 bottles of wine, half pint of whiskey, and I'm already stumbling on them Red Devils. And this guy comes up, introduces himself, and says, "Danny, why don't you put that stuff outside and join us?" This is 1959. They're asking me to come into this place, Come on, old man. I got penitentiaries to go to. What the hell's wrong with you, man? He whispered the curse of Alcoholics Anonymous. At an early age, I heard it, see. He said, "Danny, if you leave this program, you will die, go insane, or go to jail." Now, did you hear that little whoop, that little dip in the quiet? That was the voodoo of Alcoholics Anonymous. See? You all heard it. See? You should have did what I should have did. When he whispered that curse, I should have went, "I can't hear you." I didn't do it, and neither did you. See? And I know some of you think this guy's nuts. Let me tell you when that curse makes a lot of sense. Because for anybody that leaves, now you might forget everybody in this room, but you will not forget me. Because I got to whisper the curse. See? And that curse makes like a lot of sense when you're like driving and you're drunk or loaded, you know it. You're like, oh, that's a good sign, And all of a sudden, bam, those lights go on, and and it makes your whole car orange. But watch those lights. Those lights go, die, go insane, go to jail. Die, go insane, go to jail. Die, go insane, go to jail. Die, go. When you get home, and your spouse, male, female, has everything you own on the front yard, and they're gone, and the neighbor's telling you They left and they said, just get your stuff and get out of here. That's what the neighbor says. What you hear is, die, go insane, or go to jail. It's like, yeah. And it's like, from now on, the alternatives you have for staying in this program is dying, going insane, and going to jail. And I've been sober 37 years, and that has been proven to me over and over again by people. Nobody in 37 years has ever left this program and called me with some good news. Honest to God, I swear to God. Nobody has ever said, you know what, Danny, I'm going to go get loaded. I'm going to go drink. I'm tired of this. And gone out, called me like 2 years later and said, hey, Dan, you know what? No, I'm drinking. I'm drinking socially, yeah. I use a little, yeah, not, just recreational. But my wife loves me. My kids adore me. I have a good job. My boss can't wait till I show up. Nobody has ever called me and said that. Nobody's ever called me and said, I'm having a good time. I get calls from people that leave, and usually it's weird because the phone will ring and you'll hear somebody go, and there's usually kids screaming in the back, and you hear a spouse, male, female, I don't know, whatever it is, a woman call me or a man, but you hear the spouse, come pick him up, we don't want him here no anymore, we're sick of him, I'm calling the cop. And it's not working out, huh? Our hat's not going to be off to you, huh? Yeah. And I actually had a friend of mine, a girl that used to go out and just, God, Danny, I want so bad for your hat to be off to me. It says that in the book about if you can drink like a normal person, our hats are off to you. And it's not going to happen. Do you understand? We are afflicted with an incurable disease. And until we lock into that, do you understand? Until we lock into that and realize, wait a minute, I don't have no power over this. This is an illness. This isn't a decision. I think I'll drink. It's not. See, that started 3 weeks ago. Do you understand? What I love, it's like they say, resentments. Resentments are like me taking poison, hoping you die. They are. I swear to God. Resentments make me sick. And if you really want to, when you're resenting somebody, like resent them, and then watch them. Like the first week you resent them, they'll come in and they'll get to the podium and they'll say, I just got the most wonderfulest job I've ever had in my life. God's really, because they got the wonderful job. And then, no, but don't stop. Keep resenting them. A week later, I don't know what I bought a house. I bought a house. I'm so blessed. No, really. And then they come in walking with the most gorgeous thing you ever see. Like, I'm in a relationship. They got that stupid look like you. And life is just, and you're like, it happens every time. Every time I resent somebody, good stuff happens to them. So I stopped resenting people. I don't want to take poison, see? I don't want to take poison. Yeah. Life has been so good to me. See? Come into Alcoholics Anonymous. And don't think I got because I've been known to slip. I love that slip. I love the way people talk. I had a slip. I had a slip on Friday. Thank God I made it back for the Saturday morning meeting. It makes me mad. What a waste. I had a slip in 59, got out in 63. Had another little slip in 63, got out in 65. Had another little slip in 65, got out in 69. No more slips. You see? Because you got to remember, the first time we take that first fix, pill, drink, or smoke any of that non-habit forming gangster grass, we can no longer guarantee our actions. No longer. It's done. See? And it doesn't start, right? It's not a decision. See that guy I could not stand. I couldn't stand that guy coming in with that gorgeous blonde. I had my eyes on her. Yeah. And that's the one that did it. After all these, it's a process. It's a process. See, don't tell me, man. It's like, life is beautiful. Oh, life is so beautiful. Oh, there's a liquor store. I think I'll have a drink. It doesn't happen like that. Do you understand? It's like slow, cunning, baffling, powerful, sneaks up, waiting patiently. I'm going to get this sucker. I'm going to get it. Wait, see. And hey, look at me. Look. I mean, I shot heroin. I drank wine. Took pills. I'm out working in my backyard, and what do I hear in my head? Budweiser, la cerveza más fina. Are you kidding? I know. One beer always gives me a headache. It has since I was 12. Yeah. It's always given me a headache, one beer. And how do you get rid of the headache? Have another beer. And then 2 beers, it's just kind of like, you're just not there. It's just, okay, I had 2. You know there's 4 left in the 6-pack. 3, just kind of like, hey, 3 beers, always like, cool, man. Cool, 3's cool. No, it's all right. There's 3 left. I can never. My grandmother passed away thinking I was only drinking 2 beers because men, especially Mexicans, are supposed to drink. I mean, it's that simple. I'm sorry. It's just cultural or something. I don't know. Shit. Yeah. And I'm clean and sober and I'm going to meetings and I'm fresh out of the penitentiary and my grandmother would say, "No más dos, mijo. No más dos." I go, "No, Grandma, I'm not drinking. I'm not, nada. No, the más dos." Because she knows if I say I'm not drinking, I'm lying. And so I'm sober like 20 years when she passed away. And before she pitched it, I finally, okay, just 2, that's it. So I just say, okay, that's cool. See? Because to her, 2 was none. See? And so it's like, this thing that we have, this disease that we have. Do you understand? This disease that we have. It's the cunning, baffling, and powerful. It says it's an obsession of, hold on. It's an allergy of the body coupled with an obsession of the mind. That means our bodies are allergic to it. Our minds are obsessed with it. Do you understand? Obsessed with it. Now the mind, this mind is good. This disease has that mind sewed up. This disease wakes up 45 minutes before you do. Do you understand? 45 minutes. This disease is awake. You're still sound asleep. You don't even know this. This is the shit you learn after you're 35 years sober. You're sound asleep. The disease is wide awake. See? And it starts. You piece of crap. Yeah. You can't keep a relationship. Look at you. And don't think I forgot what you did when you were 5. Yeah, I remember you, piece of crap. So when you open up, when you wake up, you're like, oh God, I'm a piece of crap. And unless I get on my knee, that's why they say the first thing I'm going to pray. That's the only thing that'll get that monster to sleep. Dear God, please get it out of my head. Cool, see. And it's not going to tell us, go drink. It's not. It's not going to go use. It's not. It's going to just, you piece of crap. You walk around, I'm a piece of crap. I'm a piece of crap. I'm no good, and I did bad things. And so you stay there long enough, stay angry long enough, and all of a sudden, opportunity, some kind of way. That's when you see a liquor store. That's when you hear, Budweiser. And somebody shows up with a bud. See? So it's like a process. And people keep thinking that it's a decision. It's not. See, so I got to make sure that, wait a minute, okay, now what am I doing, man? Am I talking to newcomers? Yeah. I love it. I love it when one of my sponsees call. Man, and then she, wait a minute. How many newcomers did you talk to today? Well, hey, I got a lot of stuff going on. Well, shut up. Call me back after you talk to a newcomer. You see, because once I start talking to a newcomer, once I start working with another alcoholic, the disease has to shut up. Has to shut up. But just sitting there, you're just waiting, you see, just sitting there. See? So as long as I keep doing what I'm supposed to be doing, saying my prayers, working my low steps, I screw the tradition. I'm sorry. I'm joking. I just love saying that. Working the traditions, working with newcomers, being of service, doing that stuff. It's like all of us, the disease is asleep. Now, I'm telling you, man, every area of your life can be shot. I need a job, man. God, my relationship. Oh, man. Financial instability. Man, I talked to this guy on Skid Row. He don't even got shoes. Wow. I remember I was in a meeting and I was sitting in the back and there was this guy talking and he was talking about, and this program's been good to me, but I got a bed and I really want somebody to share it with. He was really whining about not having a relationship. And these two homeless guys that were sitting in the back right in front of me go, hey, he's got a bed, Holmes. And it was funny, the other guy says, he wants to share. God, I started, this guy thought I was laughing at him, because when you're homeless, you don't think nothing about crawling on me. If it's cold, can we spoon? And I how it is, no matter what I'm going through, man. All I got to do is walk into a room of alcoholics. All I got to do is call up a newcomer. And it's like, and all of a sudden, wait a minute, man. I'm sober. I've got a job. I got a place to live. I got keys. And keys are very, very dear to me. I don't know, because, when you do about 11 years in the penitentiary, you miss keys. You just miss keys. You just keys. So as long as I can put my hand in my pocket and feel keys, must be all right. It's the very, very simple things. And they told me, keep it simple. I thank God that my first sponsor, a guy named Frank Russo. And I say that because he told me never to mention his name. He sponsored me for a little while. Now, me and this guy went to prison together. We were like buddies, and we were pals on the streets. And then he got out, and he got famous in AA. God, I thought he was going to be the president or something. And this guy used to look at me and say, Danny, listen, because he knew me. Do you understand? He said, don't worry about powerless. Don't worry about unmanageability. Just wake up in the morning, look yourself in the mirror and say, brain broke. That's it. That's all you got to do. See? That's all. Just realize that. I still do that. Brain broke, And I love. There's a lot of people in Alcoholics Anonymous. Well, you're not willing to accept responsibility. You're absolutely right. I'm not. I am the most irresponsible person on the program of Alcoholics Anonymous, and I take great pride in that. I don't write anything down. Nothing. Somebody calls me to speak. I say, okay, but you better call me 5 times because otherwise I'm not going to make it. Well, do you have a calendar? No. Well, okay. That's Diana. Diana called me about 12 times. And call me today. Oh, yeah, no, I got you. Yeah, I'm coming up. My daughter drove up. My daughter, she's going to have 60 days. She drove me up, And great ride up PCH. Slow down, watch out. She drives better than I do. Because I'm not like a good driver. I know men, yeah, I'm a great driver. I'm not. I like, oh yeah. All right, I'm gonna kill you. No. All right, I'm gonna kill you. Hey, I'm gonna kill you. Okay, I gotta. Whoa! God put me in a position to where my job, if they want me, they send a car. You have a 6 a.m. call. Oh, okay. I've gone to work in pajamas because they're gonna dress me when I get there anyway. You know what? I honestly, and I think I used to be responsible. Nah, I didn't. I remember my second sponsor, a guy named Sam Hardy. Sam, because when I first got here, I was having a lot of trouble in Alcoholics Anonymous. I wasn't doing good. Fresh out of the penitentiary, I just finished doing 5 years. I thought I was violent. I thought I was angry, but Sam used to have this thing when I would be talking and I would say, yeah, and I'm very violent. He would stand up and go, scaredy cat, and then sit back down. And I got really angry. Scaredy cat, see? I'm not scared. Well then, why are you carrying a pistol? In case somebody attacks me. Besides that being a parole violation, why you carry a knife? I mean, it's certainly not to like protect myself from bears. You know what I mean? So I started showing up at meetings with no weapons, just like, wow. Hi, I'm Bill. People, it's so funny. Hi, I'm Bob. Yeah, well, bob up and down on this and get away from me. I wasn't like friendly. Do you understand? I wasn't friendly. I wasn't a nice guy. You don't come out of prison being a pleasant person. And I was really angry. These guys used to just always, There's this one guy, a guy named Hank Magdalene, who passed away. And I learned to love this man. And this guy he was one of those guys that would not let you not say hi. You know what I mean? I first met him and I didn't like him. I didn't like him. And my sponsor, Frank, it's Hank. Yeah, well, Hank on this. Get away from me, man. And he said, okay, hey, you keep coming back because we need you. And I'd go to another meeting and I'd walk in and hang, hey, Danny, what's up? How you doing? Yeah. There, yeah. I don't know this guy, you know what I mean? He wants to be my buddy. I'd go to another meeting, I'd sneak in and I'd hear this, psst, psst, and I'd look over. I swear to God, I mean, it's like weird. I go to another meeting. Hey, Dan, it's me, Hank. How you doing? Come here, my brother. Come here. Yeah. Why don't you screw off, Holmes? Leave me alone, Everywhere I go, the first time I walked into a meeting and I saw Hank and he didn't see me, automatically, I went, Hank, you gonna say hi? Yeah. No, he tricked me. I got so used to hearing him say hi that, the first time, and he became really, really dear to me, man. I mean, really dear. Yeah. And I was having a lot of trouble, in these meetings, man. I didn't like people. I didn't like hugs. I didn't get near me. You can't be a touchy-feely person in prison. You can't, yeah. And AA people are touchy-feely. They're like, hey, how I And I'd tell Sam, you know what, man, I'm sick of this. Man, these people, they disrespect me. How they disrespect you? They look at me too long. And he says, Sam was always had that shit on. Well, Denny, one of the reasons you having a lot of trouble is you're not a nice person. And your problem, Danny, is double, because you're not only not a nice person, you don't even look like a nice person. Could you sugarcoat that a little bit somewhere? What you got to do is you got to start doing things for other people and not expect any kind of reward. And he said it like a hillbilly, reward. Yeah. I could have forgot it if he said reward. You know? But how in the hell are you going to forget reward? Yeah. And doing nice things for people sometimes when you look like me is tough. You know what I mean? I can remember I was in Reseda Park, and this lady, she had two dogs, had a Dobie and a boxer, and the boxer got away, and it was right here, and the leash was right there, and I'm standing there with no shirt, and I'm saying, "Hey, vieja, you want me to get your dog?" I don't know how that lady did it, but she picked up that boxer, ran by me, grabbed the Dobie, and jumped in her car. Bitch. And I went and told Sam. I said, "Sam, yeah, I'm gonna get her dog." And I knew he was gonna say, "Well, Denny, you know, there's some women that do not like men's help." You know, I thought he looked at me, he said, "Well, look at you. You look like a damn maniac. I wouldn't want you touching my dogs either. Y'all covered with them cartoons." Now, you're going to have to start doing things for other people and not even let them know. And to me, that sounds like stupid. I'm sorry. That means there ain't no chance of getting a tip out of that sucker. You know what I mean? They're going to be running around talking about, "Who did that? Who did that?" You know. And I'm standing out in front of my mom's in Pacoima. And I'm standing there like an idiot now. And you got to remember, my first 3 years, I used to stand out in my front yard with a double jigger, the two-shot glass. And I'd have one ice cube in it and Coke soda. Just so any of the guys that I knew, if they passed by, they just think I was drinking. Soda. You know? And I see this old lady trying to pull out this trash can, this big old trash can. And this is in the 70s, you know, this is not when they had the big rolly, greeny, blue, and black. You know, it's a big old trash can. So I went over there to help her, you know, just to pull. And the first I remember, "No me robas, don't run, shut up!" Yeah, I'll throw this trash all over your yard. And I put out her trash can. And then I remember there's about 5 or 6 old people. God, I hate to say that because they were 60 and I'm saying, but they were 140, and they were like 60, and I went and I just started putting out even the bruja, the witch. We had a witch lady in our neighborhood. She could never come out because witches can't come out during the day, but I'd always see her at the window. You know, I always see her at the window, you know, and I'd put out her trash, and you know, that's what I did. That's all I did. I just went around. It was like we had a route, I guess. I don't know, there was about 5 people. You know? And the first sport coat I ever got was, my mom says, "Mijo, you know that old man down the street, the old viejito that's crippled? He brought you a beautiful suede like blazer, you know, gorgeous tan." Because I never had a sport coat in my life, other than like a joint dress out, you know, like when you get out, they always give you like a "please don't rain on me" suit and shit. You know? And I would get these little gifts, and even that witch lady, she'd like always put like lemonade and cookies and stuff, you know. My friends are, "Don't eat them, you'll be a cat. Shut up, you eat them. Take a bite." wouldn't believe it, but I'd always make them take a bite first. You know? And everything good that has ever happened to me has happened as a direct result of helping someone else. Everything. That's a God's honest truth. Me and a guy that some of you know, a guy named Danny Levitoff, we started a gardening business. And we used to like go and, it was funny, we didn't have a lawnmower. We just got to go knock on people's door and say, hey, do you want us to mow your lawn? Well, do this, you know, for $20 or $10. I don't even, yeah. Okay, do you have a lawnmower? Not a lawnmower. They go, yeah. And if they had a lawnmower, then we'd go like next door. Do you want us to mow your lawn? We got a lawnmower. And we mowed lawns. That's what we did a good living. And we would always go, there was a couple of old people that would always just go and mow their lawn. And like the witch lady was one of them. We'd mow her lawn and just, you know, for free, because that's what you're supposed to do. And one day this guy comes out. I'll never forget this big old dude. This guy, you know, oh God. One of those old guys that used to be tough a long time ago. About 60. This guy comes over and the first words out of his mouth are, hey, Pancho. Oh. That's $10 right there, whatever he wants. How much you charging this old lady? I said, we're doing it for free, man. She's an old lady. It's crazy and she's a witch. You can't come up with her. Well, come on over. I want you to do my yard. So we go over to this guy's yard. And it's funny because he says, and bring Pablo there with, and Danny Levitoff, okay? The furthest thing from Pablo. And we go over to this guy's yard, and I already got him for $20 for the Pancho and the Pablo. You know, so pay out his ass. And he starts, I want you to do this, and you gotta cut these on these. You know, break a sprinkler, you fix it. And then we go to his garage, and he says, opens up the garage. This guy got like 2 lawnmowers, like a edger, like a real edger, not one of them damn little wheels. I don't know if any, do they still have those? You know, so like a little star wheel. You hit a rock and you almost go, he had like one like, and wheelbarrows and shovels. He says, all right, now, I want you to do my yard. You can do it for free and have that stuff. Oh, yeah. Do you want me to come over and like wash your bag too? And he says, what is your name? I said, Pancho's cool. It's all right. Shit. How about, Pablo? It's all right. And we actually had a gardening business. I mean, we had such many tools. We actually bought a truck because I had a 65 Mustang. And that's what we were running around in. And we get all the bags and we put them in the trunk and take them to like Vaughn's, Safeway, all the places I used to rob. I don't know. And it was like we had so much equipment. We bought a truck and a van, and we actually had like a real business. We even got shirts with a little guy, green, and we were doing pretty good. And everything good that has ever happened to me has happened as a direct result of helping someone else. In 1985, I spoke at a Cocaine's Anonymous meeting. And I didn't like it. You got to remember, in 1985, Cocaine's Anonymous was just kind of like getting started. That's when all the like therapists and stuff were like still coming. You know, we might do a little rehab here. You know, those guys. I see Betty Ford in my future. You know, those guys. You know, crackhead, well, they hadn't started rocking that shit up yet. You know, so. I walk into this meeting and it was like unbelievable. Man, it was like just such pretty people, you know. I wanted to see some sucked up human with those guys. None. They all look like doctors. And it looked like a gold country. Everybody had gold, you know. I mean, just everybody, all this gold. old. God, shut up! Give me your money. I know I'd have left it all outside, but you just got that obsession. And I wouldn't have stole it. And after the meeting, this kid comes up to me, man. This kid's about 18 years old, and he comes up and says, boy, I really identified with you, Danny. And I'm talking about Folsom, San Quentin, Soledad, every prison. And I look at him, this kid didn't have like a feather on him, he couldn't have been from a neighborhood near my neighborhood. And if he'd have been in any jail with me, we'd have changed his name. I mean, from now on, your name is Katrina. It's like, but he identified with me. Can I have your phone? I remember talking about the bottom. He was beautiful. I really hit the bottom. And he's got one of those Rolex Imperial, the good one, the one that goes like that. Not that one. The one that's the real one. It's about $3,000 on his. Damn. And because my mind, it's that 1/3 of it. It's like just thinks, I take this kid outside and take that watch. I'll show you the bottom. I gave him my phone number, and this kid's about, I got 8 days, and my dad gave me my car back. And I'm living at the house now. I'm doing good. 100 days later, at 11 o'clock at night, this kid calls me, and it's fooled me, because the call started out with that. I feel like getting loaded. I feel like, since 1969, nobody has ever called me and said they feel like getting loaded. I get those calls, Holmes, I got loaded. Or I get them calls at like 1:45 in the morning. I sleep. I couldn't believe it. Somebody actually called from 1969. This was 1985. Somebody says, I feel like getting loaded. I mean, you're not? No, but there's a lot of blow here. There's a lot going on in my job. And I said, Johnny Carson was getting ready to come on. And that lady with the bugs was going to be on. And I said, well, come on over. He said, I can't, Danny. I'm working. And can you come down? And he said it, with that desperation, the desperation that we all know when we really said, please, man. Not that we weren't the fingers crossed, nothing. It was like when you were just, that's it, I'm done, man. And he said, please, can you come down? And I want so bad to say, I said, certainly, I'm thinking who to call, because I sponsor a lot of people. I'll send one of them, they have to, Why me? But then I remember all them people that did for me, So, where you at? And I got the address. He was downtown, working downtown by Olvera Street. He said in a big warehouse. So, oh, cool. So I thought, the typical, you're going to sit there till break, and then he's going to come out, and you're going to sit in the car and drink coffee and smoke cigarettes. Then break's over. He goes back. Everybody thinks you're gay. And it wasn't. I walked on to a movie set of a movie called Runaway Train. John Voight and Eric. I don't know these. I just walk. I'm like, wow, this is like so cool. It was like fun. I'm watching all these guys. They were all dressed like convicts. There were all these guys from Brentwood and Westwood and Bel Air. They're all like dressed in the prison blues and fake tattoos. And I kept going, oh, I'm sorry. It's weird. And they all kept coming up to me saying, hey, do I look hard? I'd go, yeah, you'd be somebody's wife in prison homes. This guy comes up and says, do you want to be in this movie? So what do I got to do? He said, do you want to be an extra? I said, extra what? I know. I've never been on a movie set in my life. He says, can you act like a convict? It's almost like a joke. I swear to God, I was expecting some TV host guy to say, hey, we got you. Yeah. And I looked at it, I'll give it a shot, And they give me them blue state pants. And I'm not bragging, I'm sorry, but those blue state pants just look good on me. They do. Doesn't matter what size, they just look good. The way they're cut just seems to drop just perfect, And then he gives me that shirt, so I take off my shirt. When I took off my shirt, he sees this big old tattoo. This guy goes, I'm looking at him saying, now what stupid neighborhood is that? Yeah. This punk better not be signing me. I'll slap the shit out of him. Like flashing me a sign. This other guy comes over and says, hey, you're Danny Trejo. I said, yeah. He says, Danny, I saw you win the lightweight and the welterweight title up in San Quentin. I said, yeah. I said, you're Eddie Bunker. He said, yeah. I said, man, what's up, blah, 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 blah. And he says, what are you doing here, Danny? I said, I'm hanging out with this kid. He wants to stay clean. And he said, do you want a job? I said, I got one. They're going to give me $50 for acting like a convict. He said, no, a real job. Can you train one of the actors how to box? I said, what's it pay? He says, $320 a day. I said, how bad do you want this guy beat up, Holmes? No, I figured, you come on, $320? I figured I'd beat him up, I'd write about it, and I'd go tell Sam I was expecting a reward. I said, no, Danny, you got to be careful. This actor's really high-strung. He might sock. He's already socked a couple. For $320, give him a stick, man. Are you crazy? Shit, I've been beat up for free. I started training an actor named Eric Roberts how to box. And Eric kind of liked me, and we got along good, and the director saw that, and all of a sudden this director comes up and says, you'll be in movie. And what's that mean? He said, shh, shut up. I know it's not. And they're signing some stuff, and they were mad because I wasn't SAG. And the director said, you make that SAG, and walked away. He's a Russian named Andrei Kozlowski. Make him SAG, and walks away. From that day, everybody started calling me Mr. That's all I know. Mr. Trejo, would you like some coffee? Yeah. 2 cups. Cream and sugar. And some Pilates, some little biscuits. Get some of those. Anything. I could say, it was so weird. I could say stuff like, do we have any apple cranberry, something like that? And wow. That was cool. I was joking, Since that day, I've done over 123 movies. Since that day. I've worked with some of the biggest actors there is. And the amazing part is that they want to work with me again. See? Because of the stuff I learned in Alcoholics Anonymous. What does Alcoholics Anonymous show us? How to be courteous, kind, sharing, caring. And that's what it shows us. Okay, it's got to teach me how to be a better person. That's what it does. See, I got to do stuff for other people and not expect any kind of reward. And it's so funny because people always ask me, Danny, well, there's a lot of drugs. Well, does that bother you? Yeah. Oh, sure, because I want to die, go insane, go to jail, you idiot. Yeah. Are you kidding them? Some of them big actors, I love to catch them, like coming out of the bathroom going, oh, God, I love it. Oh, God. Hey, did you do coke? How come they can't beat me up? I don't give a shit. You kidding? And then just follow them. No, how is it? Is it okay? Well, all right. This program will work in spite of us. Do you understand? This program won't only save our lives, it'll save our kids' lives. It'll save our family's life. My son was running around going crazy. Do you understand? He was just doing, every drug known to mankind. And his sister was following him. He was like 15, I guess. She was like 14. And I'm dying. I'm talking to 500 kids at a time in schools, and mine are dying. I'm dying. Do you understand? And I remember I'm trying to get Gilbert, let's go to meetings. He said, he's like 40 pounds or something. I don't know. He's like, one of these. He looked like Jack from The Nightmare Before Christmas. And I'm, God, what did I do? And it's amazing because I got mad at him one day. I got mad at him and I grabbed him. I said, "Man, Gilbert!" And you know what? I heard my dad. I heard my grandfather. I heard them coming out of me. And I knew that didn't work. Because right after that, I was in the penitentiary. So I was like, I let him go and I walked away. I said, "Gilbert, I love you, man. I just hope you're okay." And I'm talking to these kids and I walked off the stage. I couldn't talk. And my friend, Chispas, who's in the program, found Christ and ex-Mexican mafia. And he said, "What are you doing, Holmes?" I said, "I can't do it, Holmes." I said, "They might find my son behind a 7-Eleven dumpster right now, man." And I'm sitting here trying to act like I know how to help kids. He says, "Hey, now we're playing God, huh?" He says, "All you got to do is God's work, man, and leave his work to him." It's like, it's what you're supposed to be doing. I finished talking, and then I went to a meeting. And I sat there until he called on me, and I just said something and then sat down. And this kid comes up to me right afterwards. And this kid had like 4 earrings in each ear, had his eye pierced, had his nose pierced, had a piercing right here with a little knife hanging down, had his tongue pierced, had both chichis pierced. And he says, "Hey, will you be my sponsor?" And my thought was, I'll turn this little sucker into a Republican. I swear, no, I could just see this kid like in a suit tie. "Yeah, I'll be your sponsor." So I started taking this kid Johnny to meetings, and every day I'm asking my kid, "Come on, Gilbert." Nah. "All you guys been to the joint." They always make fun of us. One day, me and Johnny stopped at the house because I think we were coming up to Santa Barbara to talk at a court. And Gilbert was probably just getting up, about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And I go shower, him and Johnny start talking. Gilbert comes up and says, "Dad, can I go to a meeting with Johnny?" I says, Yeah, he got a cool truck. He had a big truck, too damn high, this high. And all of a sudden, he's going to meetings. Went to a school called Provo Canyon, Utah. He's getting ready to graduate. He's got a job, an apartment, started a band. They're playing in Riverside right now. So I'm blessed. Do you understand? My daughter's going on 60 days here pretty soon. So I'm blessed. Do you understand? And the rest of my life is a mess. But I'm blessed. Do you understand? I got healthy kids. I got a career that, come on, I was on Desperate Housewives. What the hell? So, and I honestly believe if you're a newcomer, please, take the words, take these 2 words out of your vocabulary, okay? I know. Take those out of your vocabulary. Just take them out of your vocabulary. No, I know. No, I know. I know. Hey, I know that. Please, just don't use the words "I know" for nothing. See? And if we can do that, then all of a sudden we're listening. Because you got to remember this disease. This disease is "I know" friendly. See? The minute somebody starts talking to you, this disease pushes the "I know" button. See? Immediately. if somebody comes up, hey, do you know? Man, I know. See, you hear nothing. So you take the words I know out. That's all. And life keeps getting better and better and better and better. Do you understand? And I'm telling you, this journey, I have been all over the world. I've been in meetings all over the world. Do you understand? I'm still a drug counselor. I still work with newcomers. I still hang out in meetings when I can, but I just hang out in Paris, London, and listen to people talk funny, you know? Mexico. Last week I was in London, Albuquerque, and Phoenix. And I was thinking like, wow, this is a hell of a trip. I'm going back to London in July. I think I'm taking my daughter and my son with me. And my other son lives in Lompoc. He's doing really good. So if you're new, I suggest you go to a lot of meetings. If you're new, I suggest you go to a lot of meetings. If you're new, I suggest you go to a lot of meetings. And I'm not trying to be funny, because actually in the language of the newcomer, when you say that, their mind is geared to hear Celebs, Celebs, Celebs. See? All the newcomers right now, I know who you are, because you were all saying, what do you say? What do you say? So if you're new, go to a lot of meetings. And it promises us good things will come to pass. So we can have this life. Remember what I said, the guarantee, the fortune teller. I'll tell you right now, die, go insane, or go to jail. If you stay here, nobody can tell your fortune. All they can say is that your life will get better and better and better. See? And you got to do those things they say. You got to do those little things they say. Big deal. You got to sit down right. Yeah. No big deal. Share, that's it. Help me remove the character defects. It's okay. See? You know. Be of service. The thing that I love about Alcoholics Anonymous, no matter how smart somebody gets, all you can strive to be is chief servant. That's it. I'm the best servant AA's got. That's it. That's all. See? Because we're all here. And I kept thinking that this program, I couldn't understand. See, this program is God sent. Do you understand? This program saves our entire family. This program is a new lease on life. This program is everything we have ever wanted. Everything. See, there's nothing. Sky is the limit. See, all I got to do is stay clean, stay sober. God bless you. Thank you very, very much.
Looks like he's giving you the exercise. He's where he should be, in the shade. Come on.